Welcome to The Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Brewington, and welcome to the 200th episode of The Actor's Choice. Roll it, Tony.
Hi, Ron. Happy 200 show anniversary. It's been a pleasure helping out the Actor's Choice. Have a great time on your 200 show anniversary. See you soon.
Congratulations to Actor's Choice for the 200 shows. I'm Marlon Frankel from Simply Salsa TV. Keep it up, you guys.
Hello, Ron and the Actor's Choice. Congratulations on your 200th episode of the Actor's Choice. Continue the good work.
Hey Ron, this is Roy Betts from Bowie, Maryland, wishing you and the Actor's Choice crew congratulations on your 200th show. Well done.
Brought to you by Photography and Art, Harry Barnman, Master Photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard, Burbank, California. Attorney Ron Irwin's book, Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart. Author Larry Buford's book, To the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. State Farm agent Carla Green and veteran actor Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actor Space. Roll it.
We both love, and I want to keep doing those things, okay? Damn it, I just got satellite radio and... You don't speak English, do you? No, wait. Good morning. I made this for you.
Oh, that's okay, Blank. I've already had my morning coffee.
The beans are Kopi Luwak. Buddy from Indonesia sent them. I also got you.
My first guest today was raised in New Jersey and New York. He comes from a musical family. His father, Hal, was a big band arranger for the high priest of bebop, Thelonious Monk. And his mother, Nancy, was a member of the Show Quartets, famous for their singles, Lollipop and Mr. Sandman. He has 184, I'll say that again, 184 IMDb film and TV actor credits. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome veteran actor Rick Overton. Rick, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you for stopping.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Ron.
You betcha. And more specifically, this is our 200th episode. So, you know, this
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good days like this that get us to the next 200. By the way, you have all those credits with IMDb. Isn't that a lot of auditions?
Most of them were. You know, you think you get to the point where it's all going to be offers, but you got to be ready to audition pretty much for anything the entire time because, especially now with what the business is going through right now, I imagine there will be some offers, but there's going to be people who thought there was a guaranteed strata for them that might have to rethink how they do this biz if they're going to get back into it. And so I think studying with teachers that get you into that room and can get you the tools that should be what would be 6 weeks of scene study if you're doing a theater scene study class. You've got 45 minutes with a piece of paper in your hands on your steering wheel of your car while you're getting down to the audition. Or now it's you're doing it on one of these things, you know? You have to do your audition from here or whatever it is. You don't have much time. And so to be able to pull it together, like Brian Reese, R-E-I-S-E, great teacher. He was my teacher for years. He took what would have been all that time and condensed it down into choose, decision, get the words, got a good rough idea, lock it in as you're walking in. You got to do all of that in a condensed time. And a teacher who can get you there is fantastic, like Brian Reese.
You know what? Having 184 credits like that, my friend, we have a lot of respect for you and any other actor that does that. God bless you.
Well, I appreciate it. And, you know, I'll share another trade secret with you.
No.
It's study improv. Improvisation got me a lot of that work. And a lot of the repeat work I got where it turned into offers later is because you can do a certain thing with certain kind of parts. If you know how to really destroy the frame while you're playing with it, you'll start to get a little leeway in the scene if they think you can really do it. Not anyone can just improvise through a scene, but Will Ferrell can, Steve Carell. You know, there's people who are allowed to just do their thing. And if you can get into that short list club by having worked on those chops for years, you're in a pretty happy place, I gotta say.
Got you. We know how you got into this career, so this business. So let's take a look at your career. The year was 1978. You got your first IMDb film and television actor credit for the role of an audience member in the hot TV series Saturday Night Live. Tell us about that.
It wasn't a role. I was just in the audience, and we just put it in there as a gag. And they would flash. There's a man who has a paper plate in his head because they're out of the metal ones, and they would print it out, something weird about you, and then you get to see your friends, and you get to see you, and you high five, and that's all. That's all that one was. It's not a credit. I just have fun putting that stuff in.
That's you. By the way, have you ever been back to SNL and since that time?
I went into the audience a couple more times, but I wasn't on the show.
Got you. Because you're
I was just
damn
in the
good
audience.
comedian. Wow, they need to get you up there. Who do I have to write to get you on the show?
Oh, you have to write to Herbert George Wells.
Okay.
H.G. Wells, and you got to get in this time machine and go back to where it would work.
Yeah. Year's 1982. You got your second jobs, Young Doctor in Love, and Airplane 2, the sequel. You also worked in 1983 and through 1984 and 80. But in 1985, you didn't work at all. But here's the thing, Rick. From 1986 to 2020, this year, a period of 34 years, my friend, you had a job every year.
Well, I was working in stand-up in 85. So it wasn't, you don't list that here. That doesn't go on the movie database. Right. But I was pretty busy on the road. I was working very steadily doing stand-up back then.
Right.
When there was the comedy boom, and there were more clubs than comics, and it was ramping upward. And then it leveled and went off. And so I'm very grateful I have acting with a union and all of the medical and all of that to rely on as time went on. I recommend young performers like comedians, improvisers, really work on just the regular acting. Work on just being good in serious stuff too. Don't think it's always going to be the one thing you like and focused on or think you're good at. You got to find out if you're good at other things to stay in the one town, to do the one overall showbiz thing. You got to figure out the 5-6 things you are to be in showbiz. You got to teach, you got to write, you got to produce, direct, you got to do the other stuff. If should have come up and you're not ready and that train went by, what are you going to do to yourself?
Right.
You got to wish you got it. You're going to wish you did it. So learn.
I love the way that you describe yourself. Actor, comedian, self-claiming imperfectionist.
Yeah, I'm an imperfectionist.
Right.
Because that's a goal you can reach every day.
Right.
And improv lives in imperfection. Improv is, the surprise is because it's imperfect.
Yes.
If it was perfect, you'd have called it because you'd see the pattern. But, oh, you got me. Every good joke has an imperfect surprise to it. That's why it works.
Got you. One more career. Back to your career again. 1984, Beverly Hills Cop. You had a job over there doing that
improv.
one.
We did improv. We did a lot of improv because Eddie knows me. Eddie knows me from when he was in a trio.
Right.
He knows me from when he was in the Identical Triplets and I was in Overton and Sullivan.
Good.
We were in teams. And so we were friends years and years before that. And so we got to play a little bit around with you. You gave him a match. I gave him the line about we're going to take the the iron microscope, and they're going to shove it so far up your butt that, all that we were playing with that. And they just rolled. That was my first chance to go, you really get to do it like this on camera. And I did a little on Gary Marshall gave me some fun leeway on Young Doctors in Love.
Yes.
Too, before that. But so I took that energy and took it into playing with Eddie.
Got you.
In the scenes. Yeah. It was that was a great opportunity, and it spoils you a little bit because there's gonna be movies where you gotta be word for word.
Yes.
But on this one, we got the push.
Got you. You also did in 1988 Willow. You also did in 1993.
We played on that too.
Yes.
There's improvs on that too with Kevin Pollak and me. You know, we're talking two comedians here.
Right. Wow. Rick, I usually ask our guests, what kind of role do you like to do? But my friend, I'm not going to ask you that question, and there's a reason. With 184 actor credits, you've done just about every most available character. Right or wrong?
I could do another Western and manage just fine.
Haven't seen Westerns in a long time. Come on down. Love to see it.
I gotta get on that pony, ride around a little bit. I think we need me as I've been Monsters with the face and the thing, the heavy rubber, and I've been bosses and dads and grandpas and cops and feds and judges and teachers and scientists, and you know, it's a wonderful chance to play and also work on dialects.
Got you.
Because dialects are first and foremost music.
Right.
And that's why a bird can do it ahead of a human often, because it heard the song. It didn't know the words. So when you're learning a dialect, hear it first as the music in your head, and you'll get it much more quickly.
Got you. Do you ever do soaps? You never did that, did you?
I did a couple of soaps.
Did you?
Well, if you look on there, it'll show you. I did ages ago. I did a Young and Restless, and they brought me back in to play another guy. You know, if enough time goes by, you could be somebody else because I don't look the same anymore. There's just some guy doing a thing, you know, quickie, get in, go out, get your laugh.
Yeah.
But that is some of the hardest work in the world, because you get copy. There's like, you can't believe the amount of copy you have to memorize and bang out.
Yes.
And it just, you get it in moments. Like I got that on NYPD Blue. We were waiting for it to be written and handed down to us because that's the way that show worked. Well, and everyone's sitting around the craft table like, oh, I got to read this right away and shoot. Oh, I got to keep my cool. And Dennis Franz is great. He's like, this is the way it always goes. Don't worry about the first couple of takes.
I see you did some writing, especially TV series from 1995 to 1997. You did 42 episodes for Dennis Miller.
That's right. Got an Emmy. I won an Emmy writing for Dennis Miller.
Yes.
On Dennis Miller Live.
You're not live, right?
It was a fun time, you know. And it's like, as a comedian, there's a part he goes, I kind of wish I was the one getting that laugh on that joke I wrote. But then you watch Dennis crush it, and you go, nah, that's where it belonged. It belonged with Dennis doing it. That's where it landed home right there. You get another kind of pride it's a second pride.
Yes.
From your own pride of yourself. And it's an interesting way to get your head wrapped around how a lot of this works.
Right.
You can be proud of other things too.
Mm-hmm. You have worked with a lot of actors and actresses in the past. Collectively, what did you learn from that experience?
I learned from working with so many wonderful actors, courage. Look how brave they are in their choices. Look at the fantastic things they brought by taking that risk. Look how we all benefited from that. And so I you know, the professionality and courage are the two things I most take away from watching other people's work. Inspirational work.
Yes. The year was 2002. 8-Leg Freaks, The Middle came out. You were on The Middle for about 6 years.
No, I just did a couple.
Okay, they must have carried you. Recurrent? Were you doing recurrent?
No, I did just a couple of recurs. Yeah, I wasn't on the entire time.
I kind of like The Middle. In fact, we happen to have a short clip of that. Roll it, Tony.
The butter wife.
I've been churning for 3 hours and I still don't have enough for a baked potato.
Hark! Hear our church bells from the town square?
Hello?
Frankie.
Mike, hi.
What is this demon device you hold to your ear? Cast it into ye heart.
Sorry, I just need a second. It's my husband.
Are you speaking in tongues, woman? For I am your husband.
Did you talk about our business with Bob?
What? No, of course not.
I paid $300.
We are back.
Okay, good deal. Really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it. 2020 was a good year for you. Freeze got completed. Izzy Lion, The Unspun Truth also got completed. Yeah.
Right.
You got Unicorn post-production. You got Radio Gods TV series and post-production. Again, back to them auditions again.
It's all just about who you are in that moment.
Exactly.
And what you're ready for next.
Right.
Those are the two things. The past is lovely.
Right.
And you can talk about it like,
yes.
Who knows how many of them see the light of night, but
right.
the real important part is who you are throughout all of this, who you're going to be tomorrow, who you're getting ready to be tomorrow.
Right.
Can't worry about yesterday anymore. Right. Now you got to worry about, and don't even worry about tomorrow. And the way to not worry is to do improv.
Right. What about some thoughts about the COVID-19? Any thoughts about that? COVID-19?
I think it's terrible. I think it's a terrible thing.
I
think it's a terrible thing.
But you actors continually get work, even though you do a little virtual here, a little virtual there, reading this and that, keeping your strength up.
I imagine that might happen one day down the road.
Yeah.
I await what this business is going to become next, but I think we have to be. I'm giving advice about who you are through all of this because I can't promise what the rest of this is.
Got you.
I can't tell you it's getting better, Ron. I don't know that part, and I can't sell false optimism. Gotcha. I can just tell you who you're going to be through a storm, and that's the only decision I can make for me, who I am through this storm. I'm this guy. I'm trying to figure it out like everyone else, but I know the first ones who will do it are the creatives. So stay creative. It's more important than the separate art form you're doing now. Just keep that part of your mind working.
Excellent. Rick, I got one more question for you. We're running out of time. Here's a question that I bring up from time to time. To you, I say, sir, how do you want to be remembered?
That I helped get people to understand how great improv is. That might be the best thing. I'm an improvangelist. I just share the word. Hallelujah. Yes, and.
Wow. Well, Rick, I want to thank you very, very much for giving us some time today. I know you're getting ready for 185. God bless you. That's a lot of work. Wow. When you read your IMDb. Huh?
I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for every split second of everything that has gotten me to this point. And I know creativity is not done being what it is. And I know it's not done finding its way. We don't have to know all the answers today to know there's going to be one next week or down the road. We've always come up with an answer. And that comes from improv again. America is an improv. Everything new is an improv. And it's time to make something new. And you have to use improv to do it.
On that note, sir, I say thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Ron. And the same to you.
Same to you. Definitely. This is the Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. The studio of Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Now, Harvey has been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and he certainly knows how to take care of his people, his customers. So please give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, please tell Harvey that you heard about his career offer right here on The Actor's Choice. Haiku, style, passion, heart. It's the latest release from author and attorney Ron Erwin. The book was inspired by the author's first exposure to haiku well over a half-century ago. Now, this experience produced within him a deep passion to experience Asia, which he later did as a U.S. Marine. The book is available in paperback at Lulu.com, and Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales split evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and the Vietnam veterans of America. Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. It's a book by author Larry Buford. It's a historical and faith-based account of how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through time. The book is now available in paperback for only $17.95. At $17.95. So please get your copy today. And now, a word from State Farm agent Carla Green. Roll it, Tony.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
Thanks, Carla. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For more information, call 213-239-9675. That's 213-239-9675. Go ahead and roll that tape. For more information, please contact class at robrownstein.com or just call 323-646-1268. That's 323-646-1268. Thank you. And finally, if you have a product, a service, or an upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Our prices are very affordable at this time. This is the Actor's Choice. It's our 200th episode today. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. My next guest is a young disability actress, model, public seeker, and a lifestyle of influencer. In addition, she is the content creator with a YouTube channel titled Sitting Pretty. She also stars as Tracy Holmes in the critically acclaimed film, Give Me Liberty. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lorraine Lolo Spencer. Can I call you Lolo?
Yes, of course.
Where did you get that name Lolo from?
You know what? It was a nickname my cousin gave me back in like the 3rd grade. And so it just always stuck and I liked it. So I kind of just kept it going.
Well, I like the new hairdo and I like the color.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
When did you change it?
Gosh, I've changed my hair so many different times. So I think this particular shade was done probably a few weeks ago. So
looking good. Looking
Thank
very
you
good.
very much.
Thank you. You in 2019, you stepped on screen around the globe as a star in a movie called Give Me Liberty. Please tell us about how this came into being.
So Give Me Liberty was, is an indie film that was created by the director Kadil Mikanowski and producer Alice Austin. And it's a story about a medical transport van driver who transports people with disabilities across the city of Milwaukee. But on this particular day, it is like back-to-back mayhem. And so my character plays one of the passengers on the van. And one of the most important things for the director and the producer was to cast authentically. So they reached out to so many different people across the country trying to find the perfect young Black woman who was a wheelchair user and had a disability. And they came across my agent out here in LA, and my agent came to me and was like, do you want to audition for this role? And I was like, well, I mean, if the shoe fits, I'll try it. So that's how it happened. And it was my very first time acting in anything. And so it's just been a journey ever since.
Now, the film premiered both at the Sundance and the Cannes Film Festival. Not bad.
Yes, I know, especially first time out. So
yes. Yes. Well, guess what? We just happen to have a little clip of that. Tony, roll it.
When I was your age, I had plenty of ambition. Why don't you have any?
Big, pick up the radio. Answer me. Where are you?
I should be there in 10. I'll be there soon.
They need to go to the grocery store. You. They have to go to dialysis. You. They have to get home. It's you.
You guys are still here?
Да, здесь автобуса нет до сих пор.
Виктор, надо. Надо.
All right, there you are. Now, this was your first commercial film, right?
Yeah, my first film, first acting job, first all of that.
first. Okay.
Yes.
I believe that number comes in front of 2. So when people say 2, I said, did you go to first yet?
Yeah. I love that.
Indeed. The late Roger Ebert, fantastic gentleman. You remember he was a film critic from a long time ago. Unfortunately, he passed away. He listed your performance as one of the top performances at the Sundance Film Festival.
Yes. I mean, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's one of those things that this film just literally fell into my lap of an opportunity. And so I had taken such a big chance on carrying a film, knowing that I had never acted before, but with all of the content that I create, the importance of having disability representation was more important. So I was like, I'm just going to take a chance, because what I know it would mean to see someone authentically portrayed on camera with a disability is much bigger than whether or not I felt like I could do it. So I just tried, and having that accolade was major.
Yes, because I have an expression, I call it the 3 E's: experience, exposure, and education.
There we go.
And that's what we need to do. That's what everyone needs to do. Since we got a hot minute here, please tell me, what was your favorite place on the set? Where were you very happy at?
Oh, God, that's a great question. Where was I very happy at? Probably at base camp, because that's when you get to chill.
Okay, all right.
That's when you get to just chill, hang out, regroup, go over the scenes with your co-stars, bond with the other cast members and crew, and just enjoy it that way. I mean, the whole experience, it was such an indie film. I didn't know this until I started doing the Q&As with our producer, but they were raising money while we were shooting. So it was a lot of just making it work. So I think just the whole experience and being on set in general was my favorite part. But if I had to choose one place, I'd probably say base camp, just because that's where you get to hang out.
I like to hang out where the food is at.
Right, exactly. That's where the food is. That's where everybody's at. So yeah, it's a good time.
Indeed. What an experience that you did a film. And then, of course, at the end of the film, they said those famous words, rapping.
Yeah.
We're going to have a rap party, too.
Yes, exactly. And they did. They definitely did. I left. I ended up having to leave before they ended up fully wrapping the film.
Yes.
But, when they wrapped me, it was, it was bittersweet. But that's why the whole, film festival journey was like another, extension of being able to spend time with everyone. So I was very excited for that.
Well, all the thoughts that you had about Hollywood fulfilled, or just wasn't right from what you did from experience?
Wait, say that again?
Okay, you got a lot of experience. Now, you had certain ideas about Hollywood, dreams about Hollywood. Did they get fulfilled, or were they just hot air?
You know what? I didn't really have any expectations of what Hollywood was like. I mean, I have been part of the business more behind the scenes. I did a lot of video editing. I was in marketing for an online streaming service for like 6 years.
Yes.
So I was very in tune with how Hollywood operated. I guess the expectation of being in front of the camera was definitely a lot different than being behind the camera all these years. But it definitely was an experience that I loved. I mean, I'm bit by the bug, so I want to keep it going. But it was a great time nonetheless. It definitely fulfilled. It was just amazing having the experience of seeing something come together literally with glue sticks and tape to have such a beautiful run afterwards.
Got you. From what I've seen and heard about you, my dear, now you have a disability.
Yes, I do.
What type of disability, if I may ask, that you have?
Yes. So I was diagnosed with ALS when I was 14. It's a neuromuscular disease. And I mean, as of recently, that may not have been the proper diagnosis. So I kind of just go with the general term of muscular dystrophy. So I do use a wheelchair like 98% of the time.
Yes.
But yeah, I've adjusted to my life and learned how to thrive nonetheless.
Right. From what I've seen and heard about you, you don't let that bother you at all. You just do what you have to do.
Exactly. It's like you make the choice of one or the other. Either you're gonna be upset and mad about your circumstance, or you're gonna make the best of it. And I just always choose to make the best of it.
Okay. You have a belief in equality for those with disabilities. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing is people with disabilities are often ignored in society. So our needs and our desires are never paid attention to. We're always looked at as less than, less talented, less beautiful, less important, less valuable in society. And so for me, with the work that I do, I always want to show that representation, that we are valuable, that we are talented, that we are beautiful, and that our lives, are valuable and matter, just like anybody else's does. There's so many things that have happened throughout history where, we learn to ignore people with disabilities, even within the school system. Kids with disabilities have to be completely separate in a completely different classroom, and they never get to interact with the other kids on campus, which subconsciously teaches people as they're growing up, oh, those kids are different, those people are different, we can't talk to them, we can't interact with them. So they become adults who continue to ignore people with disabilities. And so I just try to create content that teaches people not to do that, and that there is no level of intimidation that needs to happen when you want to interact with people with disabilities, and that we're people first.
Right. I wish you well. God bless you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
I'm around some people a lot of times when they see a disabled person, they look down their nose at them. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. They got 10 fingers and 10 toes. They came from God, the same way you did.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, now we mentioned at the top of the show that you created a thing called Sitting Pretty. Can you tell us about that project?
Yes. So Sitting Pretty is my YouTube channel. I started that about 4 years ago now.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I gotta remember how long it's been. So I started my YouTube channel, Sitting Pretty, about 4 years ago.
Yes.
And it initially started off as an opportunity for me to create the lifestyle that I wanted to have for myself. At the time, I was at a previous job, and my employer at the time had pretty much threatened to let me go. And I didn't like that feeling. I didn't like having ownership over my livelihood. So I wanted to start something where I can have that level of ownership. And so I started a YouTube channel. I have my degree in TV production. So I was like, oh, I know how to do this. And I just started making content. And as things started to grow and my videos started to get more traction, I realized that the YouTube channel became something bigger than just creating content, and that it was a safe space for people with disabilities and those without disabilities to learn about the disability community. And so I talk about everything on that channel, from relationships to how to make your home accessible, product reviews, traveling, going out with my friends. Literally everything is like on my channel.
Got you. You got good. Do you have good viewership on that program?
Yes, I definitely do. I didn't have as much time to upload content within the past couple of years because of the film and everything that was happening, but I am starting to get back into it and add more content on my YouTube channel. I have a bunch of content on my Instagram, and so I'm kind of just trying to figure out how to balance both platforms, but just make sure that the purpose is never lost within it.
Look at all this great technology you got now. Beautiful.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you can do it. You can definitely do it. I see you also got some good publicists. As a result, how many public media outlets have you been to so far?
Public media outlets? You mean like places
CNN,
that oh yeah, CNN, The New Yorker, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, Interview Magazine, and like all of them. a lot. I've had a lot of press coverage for sure. Thankfully, I'm just thankful to the people that support me and the opportunities that's been presented to me for sure.
Great to have it's great to have a publicist. It's all part
yes, absolutely. I love everybody.
Indeed. 2020, you had several projects out there. The first one was The Easy Way, a TV series. Can you please tell us about that project?
I'm sorry.
Okay, you had several projects out this year. One of them was The Easy Way, a TV series. Can you please tell us about that project?
Well, I know I was interviewed by a TV show called Easy Way. I believe the host of that show and my publicist is the same person, Gail Gibson. And so yeah, I know they interviewed me on that show, and I had a great time talking to them.
Good. Gail Gibson, you said?
Yes, Gail Gibson. Yep, that's my publicist.
All right. Okay. Yeah. The other project was what they call Tap Interviews, another TV series. Can you tell us about that?
Tap Interviews. There's so many that happen that I try to do. I can't keep track of them all. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. You were out there, out there on the red carpet doing studio interviews, things like that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I've done so many carpets, so many interviews. I mean, I did so many interviews when I was on the Independent Spirit Award carpet, for sure, because, I was luckily nominated for Best Supporting Actress for my role in Give Me Liberty. And so, yeah, that was a blast being on that carpet and just going from, play Good Morning America was another one that I got interviewed on while I was there. So that was a once in a lifetime experience for sure. I hope to continue to have those experiences.
Yes, those publicists at work, busy.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to Give Me Liberty, and you got the Best Supporting Actress nomination at the Independent Spirit Awards.
Yes.
That was an experience, was it not?
Oh my gosh. I mean, like I said, first time out, knowing how indie the film was, I didn't even think that the film would even get finished. I don't think any of us thought that the film would get finished. So for it to have carried us through the film festival circuit to the Independent Spirit Awards, there's no words to describe that feeling. It is literally the best experience ever. It was incredible. Like I said, no words.
Right. Did they tell you that the Independent Spirit Awards is held the night before the Academy Awards?
Oh, yes. That's why I knew. That's why I was like, oh my gosh, like, it wasn't like the pressure was on necessarily, but it definitely was like, oh my gosh, this is nothing small. This is something to really take heed to, enjoy every moment, and just live in the moment and experience it and have a good time.
Got you. By the way, I saw your video, Dating in a Wheel. I thought that was fair enough. I got daughters, and I love the honesty and the reality that you discuss in that video.
Yes.
So let me know how we can get copies. How can people get a copy if they want to see it?
Of the video that I did about dating as a wheelchair user?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so you can see that on BuzzFeed. So that was a BuzzFeed video that I had done with them, and it was a really great sketch. We had a really great time. The cast and crew was amazing. And yeah, so you can check it out on BuzzFeed, or you can see it on my YouTube channel as well, Sitting Pretty.
All right. It was very nice. Very nice work.
Thank you.
How do you like being in the spotlight?
You know, it ain't bad. You know, I definitely enjoy it. Especially since that was never my goal. Like, my goal wasn't necessarily to always be in front of the camera. Like I said, I have done a lot of work behind the scenes, and that's where I thought, my career was going to sustain me. But I'm a firm believer in taking advantage of opportunities coming my way. And once I saw how people were responding to my YouTube channel, I just knew that I had to continue to create in front of the camera as well. So I definitely enjoy it. It has its good and its bads, but I enjoy it nonetheless, because the purpose is the bigger and more important part.
Indeed. We only got time for one more question. Can you give us an idea about some upcoming projects that you have?
Yes. So on my Instagram, I started a talk show called The New Narrative. It's where I interview other influencers with disabilities and talk about what they're doing in the community, what they're doing in society that defies the stereotypical belief of how people with disabilities live their life and thrive in the world. And so, matter of fact, I'm doing a new episode today. I'm interviewing another influencer today. And so I have The New Narrative on my IGTV on Instagram. My Instagram is @It'sLoloLove, ITSLOLOLOVE. I also have started my online Sitting Pretty support groups, where we have Zoom meetings and do different activities together. We did one yesterday where we created vision boards together to create what we want our future to look like post-COVID and, once the world opens up again. And so between those two projects, I have my Sit and Sip After Hours, which is my Instagram live after hours show, where we talk a little bit more about some adult things, but we have fun and enjoy ourselves. So I'm just creating content as much as I possibly can.
Wow. God bless you, my dear. You may have a disability, but guess what? It doesn't stop you at all.
That's right. That's right. And it never will.
Amen. Amen. I'd love to get you back again some other time in the future. Thanks so very, very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Nice meeting you. And thanks to our sponsors, Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art, Ron Irwin's Haiku, Style, Passion, Heart, Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, State Farm agent Carla Green, and Rob Brownstein's Actor Training School and Actor Space. And much, much thanks to our guest today, veteran actor Rick Overton and actors model Lauren Lolo Spencer. And of course, special thanks to our ever-growing audience. Be well, and we'll see you next time. Roll it, Tony.